Hi, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of Fusion Talks. I'm your host, Cody, and this is my co host, Connor.
Hello.
We've been planning on doing this podcast for about a year now, but things kept getting in the way. We thought about sharing our thoughts on different types of media, video games we like, video games we don't like as much anymore, and some movies as well. I think Connor's more specialized with that than I am. I think it's fine if there's a little awkwardness. Gives a little personality, I guess.
Perhaps.
I mean, there's no right way of starting a first episode.
Right.
Anyways, we're planning on releasing this once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, depending on how we feel comfortable, I guess. Anything you'd like to add, Connor?
Um, this is definitely gonna be the world's most entertaining podcast. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. Two clearly shy guys doing a podcast.
All right.
Quite literally, the confidence is through the roof, you know?
Clearly. I mean, look at how well we're already doing.
Indeed, indeed. Any apps? Let's get right into what we were gonna talk about at least. Uh, Doctor Strange, the latest Marvel movie. What are your thoughts on it?
So I was expecting it to be a lot more scary than it actually was. I mean, there were some jump scares in there, and I suppose we should put spoiler warning, but it was it was scary, but at the same time, it wasn't. Like there were some scenes, like some jump scares, like when they were in the like tunnel area, and then Wanda just comes out of nowhere. Also, her coming out of the mirror was a bit disturbing, but
Yeah, yeah. It gave me reminiscence of a horror movie I watched when I was a kid.
I was expecting it to
Pretty
be
terrifying.
R-rated, but I guess that just wouldn't have been too Disney friendly. So I guess they
No,
just went
no.
with the PG-13 stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for cameo wise, I was all right with what they did. I was hoping for maybe a Tom Cruise cameo, but he's quite the expensive actor, and I understand that they couldn't get him, or maybe they did. Maybe they just deleted his scene, like all the rumors are saying. So I don't really know.
Yeah, there's like so many rumors of people saying to deleted this scene, to delete that scene. I'm thinking at this point they're just trying to make themselves feel better about the fact that certain things didn't happen because they hyped it up as much as they did.
Right, like everyone was going in with such high expectations. I mean, look at Reddit. People were saying Robbie Reyes from Agents of Shield. He played Ghost Rider on there, and they were expecting him to be in Doctor Strange. They were expecting some of the Agents of Shield to be in Doctor Strange, and none of them were. They're expecting Toby to be back again, and he also wasn't in there. So I think in terms of cameos, people just set their expectations way too high.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing with No Way Home. I mean, it did make people happy the movie, but certain expectations weren't met. You know?
Right. But No Way Home, I would say, I think I like No Way Home better than Doctor Strange, just because it was all three Spider-Men, and I guess it was mostly tailored towards the fans.
Yeah, yeah. So where would you rate this movie, anyways?
Um, I think I would probably have to go with an 8 out of 10, but for me, it's hard for there to be a 10 out of 10 Marvel movie. Like, I think I would honestly put Endgame over No Way Home just because it was so cool seeing everyone lined up, and just for that one moment, it's the reason why I put it over Infinity War. But in
Yeah.
terms of Doctor Strange, had it had more cameos, I definitely would have given it a higher rating. What about you?
Well, from my opinion, I think it had the right amount of cameos because I went into this not expecting much, to be honest. Because I kind of already dashed my hopes away with the Spider-Man movie. So I had a pretty enjoyable time with this movie. I probably don't rate it as high as you do because I consider this like a B movie, like an average Marvel movie. Nothing wowy, but nothing bad, you know.
Right.
Um, I feel like this does open up a few things for more movies in the future coming up, but I do wish it was more. like R-rated, like you said. Like this would have been like the first technically MCU movie R-rated. I mean, it kind of was. I mean, you saw how the Illuminati got murked, right?
Right, just getting slaughtered by Wanda. That was terrifying.
Dude, going out like Black Bolt, that would have sucked, man.
That scene right there was probably the most terrifying thing in the entire movie. Just his mouth disappears and then he blasts his brain open. Ugh.
That's also the most infuriating scene in the movie because the fact that this is getting memed a lot, by the way, about Reed Richards being the smartest man alive, and he straight up tells Wanda Bolt's power.
Right, that was so dumb of him.
It was hilarious, to be honest, but that's pretty stupid. So speaking of Reed Richards, the Fantastic Four guy, do you think John's gonna be reprising his role in a upcoming Fantastic Four movie?
I mean, I would think so, seeing as they already cast him for this movie, and usually with the multiversal variants, they're played by the same actors some of the time. Like in What If, I know there were some of the actors that were played by the same people, but
Hmm.
I would hope that's the same case with Fantastic Four. I mean, people seem to like this guy a lot, and I didn't think he was that bad, so I'm hoping we don't get, what is it going to be, if they replace this guy, a fourth casting of Mr. Fantastic? So I really
I'm
hope that doesn't
pretty
happen.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Like, the audience was pretty happy with their choice of for Reed Richards. I don't know if you know him that much, but I kind of do. I liked his roles in recent movies like Quiet Place. It was pretty great.
Hmm.
But still, was this Black Bolt's first time in the MCU cinematic universe thing?
Yes,
He
it
was
was.
never in the shows?
Nope, none of them.
Really? Hmm.
And I find it surprising that they chose not to bring Ghost Rider back. I mean, a lot of people really liked him in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't know if you've ever seen any of his clips, but they
I
chose to
feel like,
use Robbie Reyes instead of Johnny Blaze. But I
yeah,
never knew about Robbie Reyes, so seeing him was new and fresh to me, and I think the guy did a really good job.
but I feel like Ghost Rider being in the Doctor Strange movie would be kind of hit or miss with the crowd. Ghost Rider is a pretty overpowered person as a character, but at the same time, because this is a Wanda villain story, I think it'd piss a lot of people off if Ghost Rider died.
Right, but I think the whole concept of having Ghost Rider fight Wanda may have been pretty interesting, especially if she had the Darkhold with her.
Yeah, it would be interesting with his whole condemning you with his eyes thing, right?
Right. I wonder if she'd have any sort of immunity from that. I mean, if they would rewrite the rules or anything and how that works with her.
Huh. That actually is giving me quite a bit to think about right now because as a character, it should tear apart inside, but the Scarlet Witch is a pretty powerful person.
Right, so that's what makes me want to see it on the big screen. Like, maybe they could have had a scene where she's being torn apart from the inside, then like her eyes glow red or something, and then maybe Ghost Rider turns back into his human form, be it Robbie Reyes or Johnny Blaze or whoever the third guy is, and then he's
Bruh.
just like, oh, beep.
Oh, you know how scary that would be? You're like in your powerful form and it just gets taken away from you.
Right. I mean, she could do that. She's the Scarlet Witch, right? In reality.
Yeah. I was gonna bring up another thing about the. Oh yeah. Um. I just hit me again. Do you think Wanda's gonna be coming back?
Absolutely. Because considering the fact that they're doing the whole Wanda movie and they've got the Agatha House of Harkness show coming up on Disney Plus, it wouldn't surprise me at all if we see her even within the next. Probably we could probably see her yet in 2022 maybe as like a cameo at some point.
Where did she go at the end of the movie again? She just like disappeared in the dimensions, right?
The whole a tower collapsed on her.
Yeah, apparently, she went to go destroy every single Darkhold in every other universe.
Yeah. So who knows what really happened to her? I'm curious to see how they continue to expand her character, whether or not she's a good guy or a bad guy.
I mean, she's kind of a bad guy. I mean, she, just because of her grief, she just like messed with the town, just killed quite a bit of people, traumatized another universe, and took away their heroes.
All right, but I'm assuming since it's Disney that they're gonna try and give her some sort of redemption arc in one of the movies, or maybe even Agatha's show. So it'll be interesting to see what they do there.
That, yeah, that would be interesting. Um, we're gonna lean to more into that, but I'm trying to remember what the dude. I think I remembered why I took so long. Brain farts are a hell of a thing, dude. Um,
So are you looking forward to Thor: Love and Thunder?
there's the other thing. Okay, I was actually gonna make a joke about Thor and Wanda, but never mind. But I kind of prefer Thor's method of being depressed over Wanda's.
All right, he doesn't go around destroying like everyone's favorite
Yeah,
heroes.
he lost everything, and all he did was turn to alcohol and Fortnite. That was pretty much it.
All right, and we got Fat Thor out of it, everyone's favorite character.
I mean, he's pretty fun. Sad, but fun.
Very true. I think we saw the last Fat Thor in Endgame though, so it'll be interesting to see how Chris Hemsworth portrays him in this next Thor and whether or not he goes
Did
out
you
with a
see the
bang.
trailer?
I did.
You did. All
Yep.
right. What did you think about it?
So I'm glad they're bringing the Guardians back. I'm assuming they're not going to have the greatest, I mean, by greatest, I mean biggest part in the movie, but I'm assuming they'll have a fair amount of screen time. And I look forward to seeing how Thor interacts with them and how Thor interacts with Jane, considering she's going to be given Thor-like powers now, and whether or not she's really going to continue his legacy being Thor herself, or however they do that.
So, so I don't know how it's going to be in this movie, but in the comics, the reason why she be well, actually, I don't know the full reason why she became Thor. I just know that becoming Thor helped her fight her cancer that she got in the comics.
Really?
Yeah, it's what kept her alive.
So how did she
So
obtain
I
the
don't know how it's
powers?
gonna. I have no idea, man. Like I didn't read the full comics. This was more of like a summary that I read somewhere.
So I see
How
you're
did
like the Spark Notes guy with comics.
pretty much, yeah, dude. Comics are. I used to keep up with comics when I was younger, but these days not so much.
All right.
How did Jane
Oh,
get
he's
Thor's
googling it
powers?
as we speak.
Hey, man, when you can't have any information on your own, you gotta look it up. Oh, apparently in the comics, Thor left his hammer on the moon after he gave it up because he felt he was unworthy, and it telepathically sought out Jane, and she asked Himdall to take her to the hammer, and then she picked it
Interesting.
up, and she became Thor,
Huh.
just like that.
I'm hoping
Yeah.
that's not how they do it in the movie. I'd rather see something a bit more interesting.
Well, I mean, the hammer is basically shards right now, so it's probably gonna be something different.
Do you think
And
we'll?
Himdall is dead. He's just straight up dead.
All right. Do you think we'll be seeing Thor's sister again in this movie?
Thor has a sister?
Yeah, from Ragnarok, Helga, or whatever.
Oh, to be fair, we didn't see a body in Ragnarok.
All right,
So,
she's out
who's to
there.
say, man? She might come back, you know.
Yep. Maybe she'll be
Well, she
the
might not too.
big bad of this movie.
And no, no, no. The big bad of this movie is going to be Gore, the God Butcher.
All right, played by
So,
Christian Bale.
yes, sir. Do you know who Gore is?
I have no idea. I just know he's a god butcher.
Well, his title basically explains what he is on his own. But yeah, he's angry at God, so he just goes around murking gods here and there.
So why does anyone choose to kill him or anything like that?
Oh, he has a very, very powerful sword. At least in the comics, he does. It's called the Necro Sword, and it's a god killing weapon.
So why don't they just
Pretty
have
powerful, dude.
the Scarlet Witch, Captain Marvel, and Thor all just 3v1 him?
Well, Scarlet Witch is gone, and Captain Marvel is somewhere in space. MCU wise, comic wise, he's just very strong. Even without the sword, he's pretty damn strong.
Huh. Seems like there's so many
Like
problems with Marvel villains that could be easily taken care of if some of the Avengers just ganged up on the person.
you're telling me, dude. But then again, there's also enemies that probably wouldn't be a good idea to introduce to the Avengers.
Right. Like,
Example is the the recent comic I read for the Thor series was when he became like a servant for Galactus and got
okay.
that Herald of Lightning powers or whatever. There's a big bad there called the Black Winter, and I don't think the Avengers would stand a chance against that at all.
I also don't think they'd stand a chance against the Beyonders.
Dude, I don't even know if they're gonna bring the Beyonders into the MCU. Like I think I told you about them a while ago, right?
Yeah,
How scary, overpowered they are.
right. Even if every single Avenger teamed up, they couldn't do anything.
Dude, when I was reading it, I felt so damn sad. At least the panels that I found. Because I didn't read the full comic, but when I was reading the panels, dude, so many people get murked in that series. Even Thor gets murked.
Oh,
He, he's literally fighting side to side with Thanos of all people.
wow. And I
And he
suppose the
gets this.
Infinity Stones wouldn't do anything.
Oh no, they have their wonky rules and they have a limit in their power.
Right.
I mean, they're only as strong. They're not stronger than the Living Tribunal, and that guy's weaker than the Beyonders.
I still don't understand that logic.
It's strange, Like the Infinity Stones, oh, super powerful, but check this out. This guy's even more powerful.
Right. Let's just rewrite all the rules.
See, this is where comics get very funky with their power levels and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's why people get so pissed off when they put comic book characters against other series.
Right.
Like with the whole death battle stuff, people get pissed off with that a lot.
Right. It's like those people that say Link could beat Sora clearly have no idea what Sora's power level is.
Yeah, man. I love Link, but even I'll say Sora's stronger because of his power level. Well, it's not really his power level; it's more like his uniqueness.
Right. He's whatever Nomura wants him to be. If he needs him to be able to decapitate Sephiroth, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Anyways, back to Marvel stuff. So I'm gonna assume that you watched the trailer for She-Hulk, right?
I did, yes.
So I when I was watching this, I noticed that Professor Hulk, I guess that's what we're calling him now, his arm is healed. So I didn't really get it at first, but apparently people in the comments have been saying that it's because this takes place before Endgame.
That's an interesting thought.
Yeah, it's like this is basically like Black Widow, the movie,
Yep.
where they're just filling in whatever happened between a 5-year span.
Mm-hmm. And I'm also really curious to see the rematch between, I don't know if you noticed this, but they showed both Abomination and the actor that played Abomination from Edward Norton's Hulk in 2008. So
Oh,
I'm
oh, wait,
curious
wait,
to
wait,
see.
wait. Yeah, yeah. So I did see Abomination. I didn't see the actor. I might have watched it too fast or like skimmed through it, but I did not see the actor.
Yeah, the actor that played Abomination is in the trailer as well as Abomination. So I'm assuming they maybe have some way to cure him, or he can just control his transformations now. Because he was also in Shang-Chi. I don't know if you saw that, but Wong had a little match against him.
So I saw that clip. Yeah.
So I'm curious to see the rematch between Mark Ruffalo as Hulk and Abomination.
If they would even have that, because it's looking more like Bruce is going to be taking a mentor role in this series.
True, but Marvel is usually really good on delivering fan service, so who knows?
You know what's weird though? Um, so I'm sure you noticed this, and you probably saw comments about this. CGI looks weird in this trailer.
I'm led to believe that's just because it's more of a teaser, I guess, and I would likely say they're probably not done touching up the CGI because they're
Probably,
gonna know about all
probably,
these comments coming and they're gonna do something about it.
yeah, hopefully. But yeah, I'm sure you can notice a clear difference in budgets between the Hulks, right?
Yes, Mark Ruffalo looks a lot better than the She-Hulk.
I mean, they're probably just using like endgame assets for that, right?
I would imagine so. Looks so crisp.
Mm-hmm. So this is more. I know this is not as dark as the other series because this leaning more towards comedy, which
Yeah,
makes sense. She-Hulk is like a I wouldn't say gag relief. She's kind of fourth wall breaking in her series.
it is nice that we're gonna be going back to something a bit more lighthearted, whereas Moon Knight was kind of on edge. Like you had the whole insanity deal going on, and Jake Locke, and just all a bunch of craziness.
Yeah, yeah. The whole last year and this year, well, the entirety of last year and the start of this year has mainly been uh, darker tones, traumas, and stuff like that.
Right, like even Falcon and Winter Soldier, you had the can't remember his name right now with the new Captain America. Well, before Sam Wilson, you had him using Captain America's shield to kill someone brutally, getting the blood all over it. And then WandaVision's just about her going crazy, and it's just too much madness.
Yeah, there's a lot of going on. So it'd be nice to get like a fresh breath, I guess. This comes out in August or July.
August.
Okay, what comes out in July? Because I know there's another series.
Miss Marvel, and I'm assuming the reason they're taking this break is just to spread things out, but
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure why.
Hmm. So I haven't really kept up with any Marvel stuff lately, but is there like a plan for this thing like they did before with phases?
So for Phase 4 yet, this year, we're getting Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which I believe comes out in November. Thor is July, so maybe that might, no. I don't know why there's nothing for June, but I know that Thor is July, Miss Marvel is also July, She Hulk is August, and I think Secret Invasion is also this year, which will be interesting to see because I think that's live action. It's got Nick Fury again.
Hmm, sweet. I realized they did a lot of TV series last year.
Yeah, I think they're trying to up their game because I noticed this year we're getting, what is it, four Marvel movies, three or four. Next year we're supposed to be getting three or four as well. So they're clearly trying to pick up more people and get more money going.
Hmm. Well, I'm just very curious about Fantastic Four and the Black Panther movie. Well, of course Thor, but I think that's a given
All right.
because that's my favorite Marvel character at the moment.
I'm curious to see how they're going to send him off.
I'm just hoping they keep him, to be honest. Like maybe he takes a break for a while, but he comes back.
Well, speaking of breaks, did you know Tom Holland's planning on taking a year or two off?
For doing Marvel movies?
Yep.
Huh. Wasn't he like planning to have a kid with I forget her name.
Zendaya?
Yeah. Wasn't he planning on having a kid with her?
I think there might be talks about it, but it's the internet, so who knows how much of it is fabricated and what's real.
True, true. And I do have a habit of spending so much time on the internet.
Right. Every night and day.
What can I say? It's like the world's poison, you know? Everyone's addicted to the internet these days.
Certainly seems like it with all these kids on TikTok, including you.
Well, I guess that was our MCU talk. Unless anything else you want to bring up?
I think we've. Well, do you want to give your thoughts on what Secret Invasion is going to be like? Since that's just going to be a Disney Plus series, not an actual movie. What do you think that's going to be about?
I'm trying to remember what Secret Invasion was at the start, because I think I might be confusing Secret Invasion with Secret Wars.
Was Secret Invasion where the Skrulls came to Earth and impersonated the Avengers?
Um, yes, that was the scrolls. Secret Wars is the one with the Beyonders. Okay, so okay, I'm back on track. Um, yeah, they might be bringing the scrolls back. I mean, we did get like a. The last time we saw the scrolls was Far From Home, right?
I believe so. Yes.
They're impersonating uh Nick Fury,
Yep. Maria Hill.
but I don't know why. I don't know, man. It's kind of weird because from what I saw in Far From Home, because I didn't watch the Captain Marvel movie, but from what I saw in Far From Home, the scrolls seem friendly.
And isn't that sort of the way it is in the comics? Like some of them are friendly and some of them are hostile, kind of like a Civil War thing.
Oh yeah, yeah, true, true. Could be like a faction thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I still got to get around to watching a couple other shows. Well, because unlike you, I don't like. I take my time with this Marvel stuff, unless it's like a big blockbuster movie.
So I suppose we should note that I'm currently doing a rewatch the MCU movies, whereas Cody takes his time and might even take up to like 10 years just to watch one movie.
Dude, I'm basically watching clips of Moon Knight at the moment. I haven't watched the full episodes yet.
Even though this man has Disney Plus, he still chooses, oh, let me just watch a clip or two of this.
Dude, well, I think I told you this before, but I'm more of a gamer than you, so I rather spend my time playing video games and then maybe watch a movie another time.
It's your motivation at times. Like, everyone else is so hyped out about Disney stuff, and you're the guy that says you occasionally read comic stuff. But as soon as the Disney Plus series comes out that you're interested in, you'll watch like one episode, and then that'll be it.
What can I say, man? I don't know. It's weird for me. Like I can read a book, I could play a video game for like hours on end, but when it comes to shows and TV series, I'm kind of iffy, I guess. I guess I just feel like I want something to do. Like with a book, I can, turn a page, or if I'm on my phone, scroll, right? Like I'm using my hands.
Right.
And then with a game, I'm actively doing. I think I might have ADHD, huh?
It's possible.
Or I might have some kind of disorder where it makes me having to have something to distract me.
Yeah, brain
Either way,
damage or something.
damn, damn,
Just kidding.
insulting. Anyways, I am gonna get onto those shows eventually. I just whenever I get the motivation for it.
Which could be never, for all we know.
I mean, it's not never. I mean, I watched the Falcon and Winter Soldier thing finally,
So,
and I kept up with What If.
so I've asked Cody a few times whether or not, because like I said, I've been watching these movies again, and every time I ask him, he never wants to watch.
Dude, you pick at weird times. Sometimes I'm like, oh damn, I'm like so exhausted right now, or oh damn, I'm busy with this, and then you're like, you want to watch a movie? And I'm like, if only you asked me at another time.
So, our busy currently, it's either me playing Animal Crossing or Cody playing Warzone. Like you said, he's a gamer, and I like designing stuff in Animal Crossing for videos.
You know what's funny though? Warzone's more like a It's more like a stress reliever for me. After I get very stressed out doing other things, I'm like, oh, let's go get rageful on this game.
Right.
And then once
Turn
I get all raged out, I'm like, all right, okay, I'm relaxed enough. Let's go do something else now.
yeah, turn that stress into rage.
Dude, it burns out faster that way for me. I don't know. It's just the way it is.
For me, Animal Crossing is like the whole stress reliever thing. If you come up with a good video
Oh,
idea, just make up a little set and go from there.
if you say so. I guess I probably should have made note that we're probably done with the MCU discussion at this point, at least
Yeah,
for now.
I think that you guys, the audience, kind of figured that by this point.
Considering we just went off rambling about other things.
Right.
Yeah,
And that's basically probably what this first podcast is going to be about.
maybe. Speaking of movies, have you ever watched the Jurassic Park movies?
I did. Actually, my first time watching them was
Did
around 4 years ago.
Really? Like even the first three?
Like, I think I've occasionally maybe watched clips when my brothers are watching them on the VHS players, but that's about
Or
it.
did you stay away because you were scared?
Yeah, I'm not a horror guy. Even Doctor Strange was a little intense for me.
Damn. I kind of want to make your fear, but I won't. At least not right now.
Be
Um,
the bigger man,
I kind of
buddy.
understand. I kind of understand because the first Jurassic Park movies did terrify me as a kid. I still watch them though because I was one of those kids who was like super into dinosaurs. Like I bought the toys. I got gifted toys because my relatives knew I loved dinosaurs. I looked up dinosaurs. I went to a damn dig site when I was 9. I was 9 when I went to a dig site. It was cool.
What do you want for your birthday, Cody? Let's go to a dig site, Dad.
Oh no, it wasn't for my birthday. It was like one of it was during summer break, I guess, after school thing. It was great. I loved it. We were I did a little sweeping with my little brush and all that.
Ooh, did you
Got a
find any
toy.
bones?
An Ammonite, or
Oh,
I think I might that might be the Pokemon. But those little shell dudes,
I think so.
shell fossil. Hold on, I'll show you in the Discord.
We're educating ourselves
I
mid
will tell the name.
podcast.
Indeed, indeed. An Ammonite. It's an Ammonite. It's basically what this is, but for the listeners, it's called an Ammonite. You can check it on Google.
And I think that might be
But
an
yeah,
Animal Crossing.
it looks like a twisted shell. Why won't it copy? Paste. Oh, there we go. Looks like one of these things.
Ooh, Cody just showed me a lovely picture of this Ammonite into our Discord server.
They did show they did show me
Secret.
actual dinosaur fossils, which was cool.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what I dug up because, I was a little kid. I would get hurt if I was around the bigger stuff.
Did you happen to see Ross Geller there at the dig site? Do you
Oh,
know
I
who that
don't
is?
remember.
All right,
Probably
well,
not because
that
I'm
joke
having
just
a
went
brain
over
fart right now.
Cody's head.
It really did because I don't know who that is. Would you say Ross who?
Ross Geller from Friends, he's a paleontologist.
Oh, that guy. He's a paleontologist?
So here, folks, Cody's one of the only people on the entire world that hasn't seen Friends.
Okay, to be fair, Friends hasn't really been a thing for me, and to be honest, I might be older than you, but you act more like a boomer than me with your TV series.
That's true. I'm the boomer in this podcast. Every podcast, I will be the boomer of all my friends, and I'm proud of
Okay,
it.
look. So, my experience with the show Friends has been with my mom or dad watching it occasionally. That's it. Like, I know what it is, but I don't know the specifics of characters and stuff.
It's overrated. I've watched it probably 3 times through. One, not intentionally, because my brother wanted to watch it with me, and I was like, oh no, but why not? and I can't stand it anymore. Like first time it was all right. I guess I understood the hype, but the way people just talk about it all the time, it's so overrated. I don't even understand why they were paid so many millions of dollars per episode.
Yeah. Okay, before we get into this discussion of hating very popular TV shows, uh, first off, are you excited for the new movie coming for Jurassic World?
I actually am, because it'll be nice to see some of the old cast, like Jeff Goldblum, and I can't remember anyone else's name, so I'll just say, and Jeff Goldblum.
I think he's very standout. I have issues remembering their names too because I do recognize what they look like, but I really I suck at names, dude.
This is why we're on our laptops and desktops, so you can hear us typing and figuring out what everyone's names are.
The Jurassic Park cast.
All right, so Alan Grant is played by Sam Neill, who was in, I believe, 1 and 3, maybe. And then Laura Dern, who's Dr. Ellie Sattler. I think she was also in 1 and 3, but I'm not entirely sure. It'll just be nice seeing the old cast again besides Jeff Goldblum.
Hmm. And I'm kind of excited about the new big dino, the Giganotosaurus.
And it's going to be interesting to see how they finally put this series to an end. From what I'm told, this is going to be it for everything.
Hmm. I was very happy in 2015, or was it 14? It was one of those years when Jurassic World came out because I was like, oh wow, they're continuing it. That was like a very hype year for me
Right.
because I
And
love Jurassic Park.
I don't think the second Jurassic World did as well as the first.
Not
So
really.
it'll
I
be
mean, I
interesting to
liked it,
see.
but the first one probably did better.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they can get their viewership back up. Maybe get this really high up in the box office.
Oh, did you see the TikToks or shorts?
No.
Yeah, there's some TikToks on their Jurassic Park Jurassic World account on TikTok, and they might be on YouTube too, where they're doing like little shorts and stuff about people's. It's basically a mimicry of what people would be doing if they saw dinosaurs in real life. You know, like how people are always out on their phones, like on Instagram, posting what's happening and stuff.
All right, someone's just gonna get eaten while filming a dinosaur.
It's fun. There's this person who made a short uh, on YouTube where there's like a newscast going on, but then like a dinosaur and interrupts them.
I gotta watch that one. Sounds interesting.
Jurassic Park, or Jurassic World, I mean, newscast. Oh, I know I watched this video a while ago, and I don't remember what it's called. The actual thing is called. Because
So,
if it was, I would have gave the name of the channel that did it. Damn. Oh
so
well. I'll look
something to
for it.
note. Cody is a very big TikTok watcher, and I try and stay away from it because it's too terrifying for me.
Bruh. To be honest, I don't blame you because I actually stayed away from TikTok for like 2 years until last year, dude. Until last year, I got so damn addicted to it. I don't know. I think this contributes towards my ADHD or whatever it is I have because I'm like, if I'm not doing anything I want, I'm just like, oh, might as well open up TikTok. Let's see what's going on. And the short bite-sized clips.
Maybe you just have like Cody syndrome or something. It's something you created. It's something you're stuck with.
I don't know whether to be proud or insulted.
That's for you to decide. It's Cody syndrome.
Hmm. But yeah, I'm excited for the movie coming out, and I hope it's very great. I'm definitely gonna get tickets to go see it.
Opening night.
But yeah, opening night, or at least if not by opening night, the second day, because I really don't want spoilers, and I
All right,
spend a lot of time on social media.
that's true.
That's kind of why I got spoiled on a crap ton of Marvel movie stuff. That's like why I'm so slow at watching stuff because I'm like, oh, I already know what happens here and there.
All right.
It's kind of hard though because I use social media to keep track on game stuff too.
And every time you open up YouTube, you're gonna see a leaked clip from No Way Home or Doctor Strange or Thor. It's just As soon as the movies start coming out, that's when the clips start coming.
You know what's bullshit? Um, I was watching on TikTok. Okay, this is December when No Way Home just came out.
Hmm.
I was watching a Minecraft video on TikTok, and then all of a sudden it cuts to like a scene in the movie. I'm like, oh, so that happens.
That's that's what's gonna happen.
Yep, I got spoiled by a damn Minecraft video.
Um,
Yeah. Anyways, I guess we talk about your hatred for popular TV shows. So we both know you don't like Friends. I'm just disinterested entirely because that seems more like a show that my parents like to watch.
right, that's gonna be you someday. When you find your wife, she's gonna want to watch Friends with you.
Doubt it, dude. I'm one of those guys who spends a lot more time with YouTube and Twitch. I don't really watch as many TV shows.
I don't know. She might force you to.
I mean, I guess.
You're not gonna
Okay,
guess. It's gonna for sure happen. She's gonna make you.
you make it seem like I'm gonna get bullied.
You are.
Damn. Are you plotting my next endeavors with the female species?
Yes, I am. I've already picked someone out for you.
Bruh, it's gonna be someone who just bullies me.
Yes, constantly.
Damn. Well, speaking of popular shows, so did you like Big Bang or The Office?
I'm not really one for comedy shows. You've probably noticed, but mainly focused on more serious shows. Unless they're Marvel, then I'll for sure watch them because Marvel just comes with the comedy, but also interesting stories.
Wait. Oh, to be fair, you didn't watch Friends willingly. It's a sitcom too.
Right. Friends, it was suggested, so I picked it up the first time. I don't remember why I watched it the second time, but the third time was because my brother wanted to watch it, and I was like, oh, this is the worst show I've ever seen in my life.
I feel like The Office was before my time on TV series because I grew up with Disney Channel. I spent most of my time there.
All right.
That's where I got my sitcoms.
I think that's
Cha-
where all of us 2000s and 90s kids got our shows from Disney, Nickelodeon, Boomerang, Cartoon Network.
Dude, you have to understand how I was a massive fan of the iCarly show, and then I was also a massive fan of Hannah Montana, of all things.
So have you seen the reboots of iCarly?
Not yet, because I'm scared.
Scared that they're gonna wreck what it was?
Kinda. I mean, I know they're more looser with it because I have seen a clip or two here and there.
And I think
Of
that's the
course.
thing about bringing back old shows. You don't want them to wreck what they were. Like, if a show ended really well, you probably don't want to bring it back and then just give it a horrendous storyline and end it
Yeah.
horribly.
Yeah, it's a very unsure feeling because you don't want it to be ruined, but at the same time, you're like, it'd be kind of cool to see what happened like afterward.
All right. Um, so one show that I know you're not really the biggest fan of anymore that I think maybe we should touch up on. Walking Dead.
I think I stopped during the Negan stuff.
Did
Or
you
before. No, I stopped before the Negan stuff. My brother and mom still kept watching it. We started the series together, the three of us. We started back in when it first came out.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and we watched it. We watched it religiously. Then I just stopped at some point.
Did you watch it on cable or Netflix?
Satellite actually.
Really?
I mean, I guess it's kind of like cable, but yeah, I watched it on satellite.
So you didn't see him slit Negan's throat?
I saw the clip, but I didn't see the show. My brother just was like, "Oh my god!" Just texting me about that when that happened.
And the the Walking Dead universe, it's pretty big now. Like, I think I told you this before, but they have another spin-off called Fear the Walking Dead, and they're getting another spin-off called Tales of the Walking Dead, which Terry Crews is going to be on, so that's going to be very interesting to see.
Terry Crews is going to be on there.
Yeah, from what I can
I,
tell,
I,
go ahead.
I. It might be because I spent too much time with meme culture with Terry Crews because I can only ever see him as that um as the dancing dude from White Chicks and his commercials with Old Spice.
Oh yeah, yeah.
See, I see him as that. I don't if he's I don't know what kind of role he'd play in this one.
I think what they're trying to do is make it. I think it's called like an anthology. Just switches between people every episode. So his episode might actually be tailored towards a more comedic approach to The Walking Dead. So I'm really curious to see how they handle humor.
Well, I'm pretty sure he can do a serious thing because I don't remember the names of the movies, but I know he played serious roles before.
Right.
Um, so an anthology, that's what that is.
Yeah, and they're also doing a Daryl and Carol spinoff. So that's I'm kind of excited for that because I really like Daryl and I really like Carol. So I'm curious to see how that does.
Carol is the lady with the short hair, right?
Yep. Well, now she has a bit longer, but yes, she did.
Okay, I know who Daryl is. He's a fan favorite.
Right. Probably your favorite.
No, I actually liked Rick. To be
Same.
honest, he's
Um,
gone now. Apparently,
speaking,
there's one thing I do know about Walking Dead. There's apparently supposed to be like three movies, or at least
yep,
a movie with him.
three Rick Grimes
Whatever
movies
happened to
actually.
that? Because whatever happened to that? Because I heard this or I saw this like a couple years ago, dude.
So, I think what they are planning to do now, what their original goal was, I think was to maybe bring up viewership back since I don't know how familiar you are with Walking Dead and Walking Dead comics, but they did the whole Whisper arc, which is where they had people wear the walker masks and walk around like walkers to stay blended in. It was like a cult of sorts, and that really brought the show down. I mean, you were already like one of the fans that was getting bored of the show, but recently it started to pick up again. So I think that they've come to the idea that maybe they can postpone the Rick Grimes shows and get viewership back up on the show and just see how the
For the
spin-offs
final.
do. Yeah,
Man, this
because
show's been going on for 12 years, huh?
yeah, and honestly, season 9 was pretty horrendous. Season 10 was slightly better, and now season 11 honestly is probably like as good as season 7, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2 and 1, at least for me, because I'm hoping they end the season off with a bang because Morgan Grimes, he was the black character that rescued Rick. He's actually crossing over back to The Walking Dead. At least that's what they're trying to make it seem like. So I don't know if they're going to do some sort of crossover between all these shows or what they're going to do.
Do you think they'll ever do any callbacks towards the games? Because those games have become very popular.
People are actually saying that they might go to Macon, and apparently the Telltale games are comic, or not comic, canon to the storyline of everything else. So I suppose maybe we could see Lee at some point if they were to decide to do some flashbacks of some sorts, or Clementine
Hmm.
even.
Dude, I'd be so happy to see Clementine.
Right, and I think she's still alive in the game at least.
So I didn't play the third one. I played the first and the second.
I think there was actually 4 seasons.
There was?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I dropped off around a certain point. Listen, dude. These all correlate to each other. This is around the time where I got super into anime, dude. This is where I
Oh,
dropped a lot of things and was focusing way into anime. Oh, and RPGs. I was playing a shit ton of RPGs.
you missed out on a lot, man.
Perhaps, but I also gained experiences in other things.
True. So, what
It's
made you
not like
lose?
I'm. It's not like. Well, yeah.
What made you lose interest in Walking Dead?
Um, to be honest, I felt like the governor type thing was fitting in, and I only watched like the next couple seasons. Or was it like one season after that that Negan came, or was it 2 seasons?
Two seasons.
Okay, so I didn't watch the I watched one season after the governor stuff, and I felt like that was a fitting end, I guess. And I just got bored after the other season afterwards, so I didn't feel like watching anymore.
So what's interesting is seasons 5 and 6 are considered to be peak seasons of The Walking Dead. Well, 4, 5, and 6, but yet here you found season 6 boring, which is what people thought season 7 was. So that's pretty interesting.
I don't know. I just felt like it was a fitting end, you know. Just let them live their life. But no,
Right.
we need more drama. We need more drama, man. We need more deaths. We need more connections.
Do you think depending on
Apparently.
how they do the ending of the series, they could do anything that would make you want to be like, "Hey, I actually might have missed out on some pretty cool stuff. Maybe I'll do a rewatch of everything this time."
Maybe. I haven't decided. Maybe if my brother feels up to it, because he's super into that series.
So, without watching, like you said you stopped at season 6, right? Season 5 or 6.
Around there, yes.
Would you watch the final episode without seeing those, depending on how it was advertised and whatnot?
No, maybe,
All right,
maybe. I
just
have
not
no guarantee on that, to be honest.
okay. And you have no interest in the spin-offs?
Not really. I might check out the Terry Crews episode, to be honest.
Yeah, that'll be really cool to see him, and as well as the Daryl and Carol show. I'm curious to see that one as well.
Uh huh. Walking Dead. Did you ever watch any other shows in recent years?
Smallville.
Oh,
I know.
that's not recent. That's 2000s, dude.
I still watch. I've watched it with my brother in 20 uh 16 or 17, so fairly recent, I guess.
I guess.
I mean, I'm a boomer, Cody. That's recent to me.
Bruh, so at this point you'll probably get to Game of Thrones and Westworld in like 10 years.
Make it like 50 years. Game of Thrones. Ooh, there's no interest there.
I never watched this show, but apparently it was doing good for a while, and I guess the ending sucks so bad.
I I do you know who McJuggernuggets is? The guy who did the freak out videos, like where his dad was the psycho dad.
Who?
The psycho dad who ran over his kids' games.
Oh, that. Yeah, I never really watched these kind of episodes. I did see them before, but I never, that wasn't really a thing that I was into when I was younger.
Mm-hmm. He apparently said that the ending was amazing, but some other people have said that the ending was horrible. So I don't really know much about Game of Thrones, but to me it just sounds if they gave it a horrible ending, I don't really want to watch it.
Yeah. And besides, apparently there's a superior medieval show, anyways, that came out last year, or was it 2 years ago? I think it was last year. The Witcher.
Mm-hmm. With Henry
I
Cavill.
might actually watch that, to be honest.
It looks interesting.
Oh,
Um,
it's based off the game, which is based off a book.
have you played the game?
Surprisingly, no. I heard a lot of good things about it. Maybe one day I'll finally get to playing it because it's a big RPG apparently.
Is it for is it console exclusive to like PlayStation 4, 5, or
No,
is it
it's pretty much on anything right now.
okay?
Yeah, Witcher 3.
Speaking of popular shows, I'm surprised that you haven't watched Cobra Kai or Squid Games, since those are some pretty big ones right now.
I'll be honest with you. The only time I ever saw Squid Game was through someone else having it on at the time.
Hmm.
I never really actively sought out to watch it.
It's just too much killing for me to want to watch it.
I don't mind the killing, just as long as it's interesting. As for Cobra Kai, I watched the movie, but I never watched the sequels. I don't have any stakes in it. I just thought it was a cool movie, but that's about it.
So perhaps someday.
Maybe someday. Like I don't have any I have no issue with kung fu or martial arts type shows because I think they're fun. Just right now, I'm more focused on like sci-fi stuff or fantasy stuff at the moment.
All right. So you like all the alien and spooky shows and whatnot.
I mean, I like alien stuff. I'm kind of iffy on spooky stuff.
All right. Is there any
I'll be honest with you. Oh yeah, go ahead.
is there anything that you consider too scary for even you to watch?
You're making me dig deep here, man. It's been a while since I invested time into like a horror series or horror show, horror movie.
What about Paranormal Activity?
That was pretty scary. I'll be honest with you. I haven't watched any newer stuff in my young adulthood. I
All right.
think everything I watched was when I was a kid, which is weird. Like this is weird for me because I watched horror movies when I was young, like very young.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly thanks to my cousin because he kept watching horror movies, and I think I know why because they were R-rated
All right.
and they had females in distinguished clothing or
Oh,
lack of clothing. Yep.
that's what makes you want to watch it.
Well, basically, yeah, that's how I got. That's probably why he wanted to start it, and that's how I got introduced to horror movies.
Okay.
Yeah, so I watched a lot of Scream, Jason, Freddy, Chucky. There's this one. There's a weird clown show, clown horror, clowns from space. I think. Yeah,
That's interesting. I don't know clowns came from space.
yeah. There's a lot of horror movies that I kind of want to watch, but kind of nervous to start them.
Um,
It's weird because I worked up like a courage towards horror games. Oh,
huh.
yeah,
Um, I don't think I can add anything to that. I'm not really a horror guy.
indeed. But yeah, right now, sci-fi stuff, space stuff, or some kind of weird tech things is my interest with when it comes to like movies, games, or books.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Still, I'm surprised you kept up with Cobra Kai, but you never watched like more of the newer stuff that came out.
nah. Like Cobra Kai's newer. I've watched CW shows.
CW shows. Speaking of which, how was the Superman stuff going?
Superman and Lois is definitely their best show currently. I mean, Arrow was good, Superman and Lois was good, Flash is getting horrendous, but I don't know. I don't know what's gonna come with the whole DC universe and how they're gonna do all that.
I don't think DC is doing so well when it comes to live action stuff because I mean their movie series is pretty uncertain right now,
Right? Especially with Ezra Miller getting arrested twice.
bruh.
And
I don't like how they just didn't tell Henry that he wasn't going to be Superman anymore.
yeah, that was stupid. And
That was rude.
speaking of DC, do you know there's a petition? It's got over 4 million followers to remove Amber Heard from the Aquaman movie, which I agree with. That's what they should do.
Mm-hmm. I mean, with the whole situation that's going on, and it's still ongoing. I think we can all agree that she's a very horrible person.
Yeah, she definitely needs to be removed from the movie. And if she isn't removed, I'm assuming there's probably going to be quite a bit of money lost in the box office.
Yeah.
Would you still
Hmm.
see it if she's not removed?
I haven't even watched the first one, dude.
So that's a no.
Probably not, even if she was removed. I
All
don't know.
right.
I haven't really invested much time in the DC universe. Like, I like Superman, like Henry's portrayal. I like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Have you
Oh,
watched
did you
any
watch
of
the new Batman?
I haven't. I'm not really a big fan of Robert Pattinson at all. Like I watched
So
Twilight. He was not very good to me at least.
he hates that movie too, right?
I don't blame him. It wasn't very good.
But he's a good actor. I don't mind him. Like I'm gonna watch that movie eventually. Oh, so this is more self-contained, that movie, away from the whole universe stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So it's gonna be. I think they're trying to do like a similar route to how the Dark Knight trilogy was.
Make it a standalone sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see how that plays out, I guess.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see whether or not he gets recasted again for some reason, or if he gets arrested himself.
You have a very clear distaste for Robert Pattinson, which I think is unfair.
I just don't like the guy, like, at all. He does not seem like he fits the role of Batman.
He's a nice guy, though. What do you mean? I
I'm not
mean,
criticizing him as a human. I'm criticizing him as an actor. I don't like him.
I think he played well from what the clips I've seen. I think he played a pretty okay Bruce.
So the only thing I really
It was
liked him in was Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. That
no
I
when he
could
was.
stand him.
Oh, if you want to feel old, you just got to remember that entire stuff, dude. I followed along with that when I was growing up.
Are you following
This is a
Fantastic
Harry Potter.
Beasts?
No,
No. Okay.
no. I watched the first one, but no, I'm not. Not after they. Not after they kicked Depp out.
Yeah, that's too. I don't know
But
what
yeah,
they're
I
gonna
grew
do
up
with
with.
him.
Hmm. Um, I'm pretty sure the only technically company that stuck with him was Dior, or that perfume company.
Yeah,
Every other place dropped him, and I don't know. I don't know if you'd feel comfortable going back to like Disney or anything else.
I I don't blame him at all. Like the way people have treated him, and from what I've heard, he's being recasted in Pirates of the Caribbean by a female lead. So I just think that's the dumbest thing ever.
I mean, he made those movies, to be honest.
All right, so he should be the one who decides if he wants to pass on the role or not.
Hmm. Yeah, it's really up in the air with that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I had a pretty long discussion about shows and movies. I guess I guess that'll be the title for this. Something about that.
Shows and movies with Connor and Cody.
We do a
Uh,
quick rundown of shows and movies we like and dislike.
all right. It might not be very educational, but hopefully it's entertaining.
It's basically two opinions from two dorks.
Yes, and we are not very coordinated yet, but hopefully that'll come as we go.
Mm-hmm. We always got to start somewhere.
All right.
Any apps? I guess this would be a good time to end for
Yeah.
now. Yeah. Yeah, I think
Um,
that was a pretty interesting discussion.
for us,
Um,
maybe
yeah,
not
for
for
us.
other people, but for us,
Yeah, for us, the Scrub Lords.
yes. Only we know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Any apps? If you guys want to listen to us again, we're on Anchor, Spotify, and eventually Google Podcasts and Apple
Every Thursday.
every Thursday. This is going to be pre-recorded though. We're not doing a live thing, at least not anytime soon. You can check out our channel too, where we do Animal Crossing skits and eventually other stuff. Just no set thing for that at Northern Fusion Games
Yep. No
on
spaces.
YouTube. No
Otherwise, it
spaces.
doesn't like
Yeah,
registering my name.
dude, I struggle to find your names
Yeah,
when
this man
we're
looks up Home Alone and Animal Crossing to find me.
it's one of the things that is associated with you. I would look for Blue's Clues, but then a crap ton of other things show up.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Well, catch you guys later.
Yeah, see you later.